Birbal and the crows. One day, Emperor Akbar and Birbal walked in the royal gardens. Akbar pointed at the sky, full of crows. Birbal, Akbar said, "Tell me how many crows live in my city." The ministers gasped at the strange question. Birbal smiled calmly. "There are exactly 50,365 crows, Jahapana." Akbar raised his eyebrows in surprise. "And what if there are more crows than that?" he asked. Birbal bowed respectfully. "Then some crows have come to visit from nearby kingdoms." The courtiers chuckled softly. "And what if there are fewer crows?" Akbar pressed further. Birbal replied without hesitation. "Then some crows have gone to visit their relatives in other lands." The court burst into laughter. Akbar laughed too, shaking his head. "Birbal, you always have an answer." The ministers whispered in amazement. They could never outsmart Birbal. Birbal's wit saved him once again. Akbar clapped his hands joyfully. "Your wisdom makes my court shine brighter." The people admired Birbal's quick wit. Even the guards smiled at the clever reply. The crows cawed loudly, as if agreeing with Birbal. Everyone laughed even more. Birbal bowed humbly to the emperor. Akbar's eyes twinkled with pride. The court echoed with joy and laughter. Thus, Birbal proved again that intelligence is sharper than any sword. Story 2. The Pot of Wisdom. One morning, a farmer came to Akbar's court. He carried a big empty pot. "Your Majesty," said the farmer, "I need wisdom. Please fill this pot with wisdom for me." The court burst into laughter. Some mocked the farmer for being foolish, but Birbal stepped forward kindly. "Your Majesty, may I answer this request?" Akbar nodded with a smile. Birbal asked for some water. He poured water slowly into the pot. The farmer looked puzzled. "What is this, Birbal?" "I asked for wisdom." Birbal smiled patiently. "Dear farmer, wisdom is like water. The more you pour into your pot, the more useful it becomes. But if you leave it empty, it is of no use at all." The farmer's eyes widened in understanding. "So wisdom grows when we fill our minds with learning," he said. Birbal nodded. The court clapped at the clever lesson. Akbar smiled proudly at Birbal. "Once again, you have shown true wisdom," Akbar said. The farmer bowed gratefully. "I will learn and fill my pot of wisdom every day." Birbal blessed the farmer with kind words. The ministers admired Birbal's clever explanation. The court filled with applause. Akbar laughed happily. And thus, Birbal taught that wisdom grows only when we keep learning. Story 3. Birbal's Kishti, the cold night test. One winter night, Akbar challenged his courtiers. "Who can spend an entire night standing in the freezing lake?" Everyone shivered at the thought. A poor man stepped forward bravely. "I will try, Your Majesty," he said. That night he stood shivering in the icy lake. The guards watched him from the shore. Somehow, the man survived till morning. He was brought to Akbar's court. "I stayed in the water all night, Jahapana," he said. But some jealous courtiers spoke up. "He cheated, Your Majesty." He looked at a distant lamp for warmth. Akbar frowned and refused to reward the poor man. The man left sadly. Birbal decided to teach Akbar a lesson. The next day, Birbal invited Akbar to his home. A pot of khichdi, rice and lentils, was hanging high above a fire. The flames were far below the pot. Hours passed, but the khichdi remained uncooked. Akbar grew impatient. "Birbal, how will the khichdi ever cook like this?" Birbal smiled. "If a man can get warmth from a lamp miles away, surely this khichdi can cook from a fire far below." Akbar suddenly understood his mistake. He laughed loudly at Birbal's cleverness. The poor man was called back to the court. Akbar rewarded him generously. The courtiers admired Birbal's wit, and the lesson was clear. True effort should always be rewarded. If you liked the education content, please do like, share, and subscribe our channel. We appreciate your support. Bye.